Let's do this. The Cult of Hockey podcast by the faithful and for the faithful. I'm David Staples of the Edmonton Journal, and I'm here today with Bruce McCurdy. Welcome, Bruce.
Hey David, how are you tonight?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm all right. I watched another hockey game, another sort of disappointing result. A lot of exciting action, I'd have to say, but it's just another step in the process. Now it's on to the next thing, bigger
Yeah,
and better things.
The Oilers rookie lost again to the Flames rookie. This time 3-1. It's been there a distinct lack of dopamine hits, Bruce, for Oiler fans in these games. Just the one goal in two games to get us going, to get the
Oof.
blood flowing, and actually not a whole lot of scoring chances for the Oilers in this game.
No.
Way more for the Calgary Flames rookies. It's funny heading into this. Corey Prodman of the Athletic had the Flames rookies rated as the 31st farm system in the NHL, and the Oilers ninth. Kind of looked the opposite
Yeah.
in these two games. Quite frankly, lots of Flames players stood out. Fortunately, lots of Oilers players look like they need a season or two or three in the AHL before they're going to be as much as we've talked about them. Anyway, we're going to do our two bad things, two good things, two good things, two bad things. And because we don't have stats, we'll have two takeaways. I'll start with my good thing, Bruce. I mean, it's pretty hard to overlook Evan Bouchard's offensive game, and it could earn him a job on the Oilers. I mean, I do think he would be better off. I'm not in the middle. I do
Oh,
think he would be better off in the AHL because his defensive game, there's some pretty glaring weaknesses still in his gap control and his decision making. He's usually good for two or three scoring chances against per game. I'm finding in these rookie games right now. But Bruce, um, his skating, excuse me,
mm-hmm.
is exceptional. Well,
Yeah.
that's not the right word. It's much better than I thought it was going to be. Man, the way he wheels with that puck,
Mm-hmm.
kind of does spin around and moves, controlling the puck. He's so smooth.
Yeah.
I think Justin Schultz is a really good comparison for him at this point. In the defensive game is weak, but the offensive game, the passing is exceptional. The skating is strong, and he always finds a way. Like how many times have we've hardly seen him play in his career, but how many times have we already seen him score goals like that, where he finds a way to throw the puck at the net and have it go in? Like he just has a knack for doing that. So
Gets it through the picket fence somehow, and tonight he got a bit of a lucky bounce on the one goal that they did get. But what strikes me about his offensive game is uh, he uses a weapon that I don't think any current Oilers defenseman has, and that is deception. Uh,
yes,
he he has options. He keeps his options open, and he makes it look like he's doing one thing, and then suddenly, like there was one in the third period there where he found Tyler Benson in the high slot for a good shot on the power play, and he sold the goalie, the forechecker, the guy covering him, me in the Edmonton 200 miles away watching on the internet that he was going to shoot that puck because all of his body mechanisms pointed towards him firing it on the net, and all of a sudden he pulled it off to Benson on the side. And if he'd have done what the usual Oilers defenseman does and stare at the guy he's going to pass it to for 5 seconds and then pass it to him, Benson would have been covered. But there was that little element of deception that kind of messed up the coverage, and bang, good chance developed out of that. And that seems to be part of his game. The other thing, as you say, is the skating. And I'm writing in the game grades tonight, and I already commented that for a guy that's often touted as just an average skater, it's funny how when he has the puck and he's rushing through the neutral zone with the puck, he always seems to be about 1% faster than the opposition guy who's trailing him, who doesn't have to carry the puck with him. So he's got some nice wheels, and he's got a real good sense of where is the open ice.
okay, Bruce. Yes or no? Does he make the Oilers?
I think because of the defensive issues that were much in evidence tonight that you mentioned earlier, probably not right away. But Darnell Nurse, who's comparable in that he was a high first round draft choice, he played what 6 AHL games and got called back. It's very possible he could go down, but not stay down for very long. I do think the Oilers have enough depth of young defensemen uh, on the end of their contracts that they're going to get priority to him, but I don't know that it's going to be much. I mean, the ball's in his court, right? And if he plays well enough, he'll have a job in the NHL before the season is over.
Okay, you're a good thing, Bruce.
I got to go with Olivier Rodrigue in the Oilers net, who had a brutal start, allowing a goal from a bad angle on his very first shot, just 36 seconds in. Of course, the Oilers trailed for the entire duration of the game thereafter, so that's a big black mark against him. But after that, he was nothing short of outstanding, I thought.
Yeah, he
He
was
had, he
great.
had, he had little chance on the second goal when a bad defensive zone turnover led to a great chance by Adam Ruzicka in the slot, and Ruzicka just made his move and his shot, and there was little the goalie could do. And otherwise, he held Edmonton in the game. I mean, never they were the second period. The shots were 18-4 Calgary, and that included a number of quality shots. And he kept the score at 2-0. And then, of course, they did score to get back in the game in the third. And he made a few more good stops after that. Didn't hear the final total, but it would have been close to 40 saves that he put in on the night. And some very sharp net mining on what he easily could have gotten away on him and been a 4 or 5 to 1 game.
Yeah, that first goal was a stinker. Like he should have had that. But other than that, he played a pretty much perfect game. He was exceptional. My bad thing is the first goal and the second goal. Bouchard was a little bit too much gap, maybe, but that kind of shot the goalie should have from the bottom. Kind of on the outside of the circle from the bottom of it. From a tight, wide,
Yeah.
wide angle.
There should be
A big,
nothing to shoot at from there, you think. It
yeah.
was a great shot, but there should
And
be nothing.
the second goal, man. I don't know what Logan Day was doing, but you might have noticed, Bruce. There
I
was just
did.
one defenseman back. Where was the other guy? Well, he was shooting up the ice.
He was
This is
out of
my
the
com-
he was out of the zone already.
this
I
is my
did notice
complaint with
that.
Logan Day. I'm not convinced of his defensive play. Anyway, and a bad turnover by I think it was Bo Starrett on the boards.
Yep.
Bo Starrett's not had great games.
Mhm.
And I don't really blame Samorukov. He let the pass in the slot. I guess he might have had that, but that was a
I think
bang
that was
play.
Dion, wasn't it? I think
Or
it
was
wasn't
78? Wasn't it 78 who made the pass?
I thought it was anyway, it was 70 who made the pass to 54, both forwards. And Day is busting his butt out of the zone like he's playing right wing on the play. And as I've written in my game
Yeah.
grades, turned out they could have used the right defenseman.
Yeah, that was on Logan Day. That's my bad thing. What is your bad thing?
Oh, just yeah, I don't want to pick on individual players. It's too early, you know, to just say bad things about them. But just the lack of team like
Bruce,
ability
I'm
of the
losing
team
the
to
bottom of your
generate
I'm losing
much.
the bottom of your face. You got in the born in the
Okay.
middle there. There
All
we
right.
go. Now
I'm slumping
you're
in
slumping and I'm moving to
defeat.
the side. We both have our
I-
okay. Now there you
I'm slumping in defeat. Thank you.
go.
Anyway, just the inability of the team to create a lot of scoring chances. And
Yeah. Yes.
like they were the second best team really by a mile in this game, and so I'll go with the overall team play. It wasn't that they weren't hustling or trying; they just didn't really have it. And a few guys uh, that I saw well on Saturday night, notably the duo of McLeod and Maximov, really did nothing in this game.
That's
And
my takeaway, Bruce. Yeah.
so okay, so
Sorry, I'm rushing here because
let's
I've got to go play hockey in a
yeah,
few minutes.
let's move on. We don't need to
Sorry.
spend a lot of time on this game. Yeah.
I've joined a league here and I have a game at 10:30. I'm
Uh-huh.
sorry for anyway, so that's my takeaway, Bruce, is although Cooper Marody played better in this game, there's a lot of players who've been kind of hyped in Oiler fandom
Hmm.
heading into this. Maximov, Samorukov, McLeod, Benson, Marody. And if we're completely honest, none of them played that well. I mean, I like Benson's feistiness in this game, but he
Hmm.
didn't, Calgary didn't even play Dylan Dubé in this game, and they
No,
dominated their best player. Now, Cooper Marody played a lot better this game.
he
I've
did.
actually thought he was, other than Benson, or excuse me, other than Bouchard, he was the best Oiler. He was moving well with the puck and making plays, and he was dangerous at times. But Maximov, McLeod, and Samorukov, they're clearly all of them are going to be needing an AHL time, which is nothing against them. Um, they just need to up their intensity, up their reads, just up every little aspect of their game, and that was evident tonight. And
I would suggest
quite
they need
frankly,
to up their consistency.
yes,
That
yeah,
when you play in the pro game, you gotta bring it, or at least bring a significant percentage of your A game on every night. You can't afford to be really good one night and then invisible the next. And there was a few guys that I would say that about if you pressed me, and I already named a couple of them. But Calgary's young guys. I thought Glenn Godden and Adam Ruzicka really stood out. That scored the two goals that really mattered in this game. But they were strong throughout, and I thought their rookies in general were a little ahead of Edmonton's rookies. Just obviously by the flow of play. But the guys that you just named, they're all turning pro this year. So whereas a guy like
it's yeah,
Glenn
except for
Godden,
Benson,
he had yeah, okay, but Glenn Godden, he has an AHL year under his belt,
yeah,
and that kind of shows in games uh, like like tonight's game, and really in camps like this. The guys turning pro, they need to spend their time down in Bakersfield and put in their reps. All of those guys, all those first year guys, Samarukov and uh, uh, McLeod, Maximov, Safin. They'll be back in this tournament probably next year because they won't get out of the AHL, and they'll be a lot better players in 12 months' time than they're showing right now.
yeah. At the start of any career, I think for
Hmm.
people, there's always you have to learn the level of commitment and professionalism and dedication and intensity, all these things that don't necessarily come natural to teenagers. If you've ever dealt
Hmm.
with teenagers,
Yeah.
they yeah. Okay,
Yep.
so there's a learning curve, and I think we saw that tonight with some of these players. Like, I mean, I don't think I saw, other than a few moments, I don't think I saw Samorukov good in these entire two games. He just seemed to be going at about 80%. I've seen him skate. I've seen how he can move, and I never saw that. Now, of course, this is different, right? When you're in the OHL, you're the best player by quite a bit, and suddenly you're going against all the best players from all these different feeder leagues who are all, the best player by quite a bit, generally speaking, in their feeder league, very often at least. So there is a raising of quality of competition as well that he's dealing with. But he's capable of flying out there on the ice in his
Hmm.
skating and playing, and he was not flying. He was just picking his way and not standing out. I mean, if he didn't have the reputation, Bruce,
Hmm.
heading in like as the playoff, you know,
Hmm.
star of the OHL last year, no one would be talking about him right now. And this is what he's going to realize is this is the reality. He's got to improve dramatically in any number of ways if he's going to make the NHL, and that path starts now. And the quicker he realizes and gets on it, the better for him and for the Oilers.
Yeah, and he may need to be paired up in a different manner that the puck's going through his stick instead of his partner's stick.
Fair
I mean,
enough.
just because of the type of game that he plays, that
Put him
he's a
with Keegan Lowe.
puck
Yeah.
mover. Yeah, put him with a more of a Plumber Bob type partner, whose job is to get, he needs to play with Steve Staios, not Evan Bouchard, right?
Yeah, that's
So,
right. All right.
so
Did you have another takeaway? Are we done or?
uh, no, general takeaway is enough rookie games. On with the main camp. Let's get the big boys out there skating, and we can start amping up the excitement level as we get closer to actual real NHL games.
All right, Bruce. Thanks for talking tonight.
Yeah, good luck in your game tonight, Dave.
Thank
Not too
Thanks.
many Logan Day plays
Yeah,
out there
at my
tonight,
age, I need
please.
all the luck I can get. And in the meantime, in between times, this has been another edition of the Cult of Hockey podcast.